These are the types of NYC apartments I would never move into. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Alia Mohammed. I'm the co-founder of Open Igloo, and I share tips and info on renting in New York City, so be sure to give us a follow. I have read tens of thousands of building reviews on Open Igloo, comments that renters have shared about their living experiences. And in reading them, I have drawn a few conclusions of types of NYC apartments that I personally would never live in. And this isn't to say you can't have a good experience in some of these places. I've just decided that it's not worth the risk based on what I've read. Let me know if you agree. Number one, a co-op building. In many cases, co-op boards just don't like renters. They make it really prohibitive to move in. They have tons of fees. They're allowed to charge whatever they want on the application. Some co-ops even have limits on how long renters are allowed to stay. Sometimes it's around 2 years. So you pay all this money to move in, you go through a lengthy board approval, and then you're only allowed to stay for 2 years? Skip. Number two, a garden level apartment where the landlord lives upstairs. This one may be a bit controversial because I know people have had really positive experiences in this type of setup, but I've just read way too many reviews where the landlord upstairs in this type of arrangement is super nosy, or always sees when you come home, or is texting you at all hours, or knocks on your door when you recycle something wrong. So that's just a situation I personally would avoid. The third is I wouldn't rent an apartment that is above a restaurant or a commercial space that serves food. And there's a couple reasons for this. One, obviously the pests. But number two, I'll never forget a review that I read where someone talked about their skincare products melting because of the heat coming up from the restaurant kitchen. And that image has just been burned in my mind, so I think I'd avoid it. And number four, I would not rent an apartment that is not rent stabilized or good cause eviction does not apply to it. And this is because I've seen so many reviews where people are talking about their rents going up 20-30% year over year and essentially getting priced out and having to move every single year. So if you have a rent stabilized apartment or good cause eviction, the new law that just passed in New York City in April applies to your unit, the landlord cannot increase your rent to whatever they want. And if you're wondering how to find apartments that are either rent stabilized or good cause applies to them, you can check openigloo.com and browse listings there. So this is my list. What would you add to it? What would you take away from it? Let us know in the comments.